You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas podcast.
On topics, news, and shit.
Yeah. I always wondered, like, in our intro song, that is that a flute?
That is a flute. Yes, that is a flute.
Huh?
That is definitely a flute. Shout out to all the flautists.
The flautist, is that how you say it?
Flautists?
The flautist?
That sounds like flautas.
It does.
It sounds like floatist.
Well, I mean, it's almost like if you're a piano player,
Floatist flying
pianist.
above. I don't even know how that
That
song
sounds
goes.
like
Penis.
penis. Yeah, but you're a pianist.
We got all kinds of instruments in that.
That's a good
in that intro.
really
Hey, shout out to Tony
Shout out to
Snow.
Touch.
Tony Snow, CEO.
My guy.
Kapow! Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potnas podcast, where we are delivering our perspective on topics, news, and shit. We are your hosts, the Potnas. Starting with the flyest one in the room, we got Dino, aka the Dictionary.
What up, people? What's going on? Oh yeah. That's what they get. Hold on.
What the fuck? Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
That is probably the livest button on the board.
I think it is right now.
All right. Next to him, well, who would usually be next to him is Mr. Put Your Money Up. However, he is not here with us today because he is on vacation, celebrating with him and his lady.
Gallivanting in these streets.
Yeah. Shout out to Miss Kendra Chambers. It is about to be her birthday coming up, September 11th. Which is a pretty tragic holiday. Besides, but we're not going to acknowledge that today. We're going to acknowledge Miss Kendra Chambers. So happy birthday, Kendra, if you're listening to this. We love you.
Happy birthday, torta.
Yes. And then to my right,
that?
oh yes, you may remember that beautiful, lovely voice. She is back, ladies and gentlemen. She is Sam Bam. She is the Potna's first lady. Bam!
Hey.
What up, Sam? What's going on, girl?
Yes, and
I want to ad lib.
You want a special ad lib?
Yeah, we gotta think of one for
Okay,
me.
we gotta get some special ad lib.
Okay, right.
It could be a Toy Story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's what we do.
duh.
The whole Toy Story alien.
Okay, write it down so we don't forget.
Cool. Shoot, I went through all the beautiful introductions. I think today we can kind of, downgrade
What?
my-
No.
Oh my goodness!
my
What?
introduction.
You're not doing the
Only
production?
because I'm trying to make room for my lady. I mean, she
Wow.
deserved that beautiful intro. And I am
Okay.
just Young Tizzle, the live Thrizzle. Everybody knows me as JT, but just give me one. Yeah, I'm gonna put the explosion, and then I'm gonna put that at the bottom, at the back end of that. So, but yeah, all right. So, welcome back, Miss Sam Bam, First Lady. All right, what has been up since your? What was the last episode that you were on? Do you remember? It was in season 2, right? Oh, it was a summer.
Yeah, it was a summer episode.
Yeah. So, season finale of season 2 was the last time that our audience and our listeners have heard
That
Sam
was the
Bam
last
on the
time
mic.
I was comfortable wearing a bikini.
Yes.
Well, it's only in Texas that you can't still wear bikinis.
You should still feel comfortable, all right? But before we get into that dialogue, ladies and gentlemen, we made a huge announcement this past weekend.
What's the announcement?
What's the announcement?
You tell me. You want to make the announcement?
No, you got it.
All right. So Sam and I for the
Who's gonna make the announcement?
this past weekend. No, why are you turning the music off?
Oh, you want that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let me get. There we go.
That's why he's doing it, because I would not.
This past weekend, a woman named She is Sam Bam
Oh shit!
met a guy named Young Tizzle, the live Thrizzle, and together they conceived and made Baby Thomas. And Baby Thomas is here.
Yeah,
all right.
man.
The announcement, at least, not physically here, but yes. Team Thomas is expecting a baby come March
Congratulations,
2022.
y'all already know how happy I am
Yes.
for y'all. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we've been showered with nothing but support, and we just want to say thank you all to everybody. We're still responding to everybody saying, thank you.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes.
And if we don't get to it quickly, we thank you.
This
We
is it
thank
right here. You
everybody.
got it today. This is what you're going to get.
I'm pretty good at responding back to everybody.
Jonathan is. I'm not the
I
greatest.
tried to encourage her to
definitely.
do it. I'm like, hey, you got to let people know how much you appreciate them.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, everybody's like, oh man, JT, you got so many friends. That's why, because I cultivate my
Okay,
relationships.
here you go. And you said you weren't going to do the, you sure you don't want the,
Oh, I forgot all about that.
I know. That's all
dang.
right.
Well, that's okay. It's too late now. That too shall pass. All right. So,
Congrats,
so
y'all.
what-
That's really big news.
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's really dope.
Gonna be a mommy
You're going to be a mommy. You're going to be a daddy.
Oh,
of a
yeah.
human. I'm a fur mommy and a reptile mommy.
Well, and so, I mean, what's crazy
My-
is just this whole, well, yeah, first of all, y'all already have 2 babies, so let's not
we
not
have
forget.
3.
We have
Time out.
3.
Oh, Shelton, my bad,
Yeah,
my
you forgot
bad,
the
Shelly,
reptile.
my bad, Shelly, Shell.
So for our listeners, we have 2 dogs, Lunchbox and Ren. Lunchbox is a Chihuahua mix. Ren is a lab pit mix. And then we have a reptile. His name is Shelton. He is a turtle,
He's a
ear
red-eared
slider.
slider, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he's also a thug. Okay,
He's the sassiest of them all.
yeah, he's straight thugging. I watched him almost beat up a frog in my backyard. So, or no, it was a lizard.
It was a lizard.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
wow.
was like, dang, get him.
I thought turtles were slow. Nah.
Yeah. So, well, before we get into all the baby talk and the baby magic and parenting 101, which is today's topic, Sam, tell us what you've been up to. You have recently, we all know that you're a teacher, but you've recently moved school districts. And, walk us through how that experience is going
Yeah,
for all the
so
teachers listening.
I've been back to school for like almost a month now. So back to school is always the craziest time for teachers. So I've been really busy, hence why you haven't heard from me. And also, first trimester of pregnancy is not a joke.
Nah, son.
It's like you can't. Yeah, they say you get all these side effects. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, but until you're actually feeling it, like it really
It's
kicks
different.
you in the butt.
Yeah.
Like it
Or in the stomach.
can't do anything.
Literally kick you in the stomach.
She's not the only one that was feeling it either. Like, I definitely
Oh,
felt
you
that.
had the
That's
what
the
they call it?
thing.
Sympathy pains.
Well, yeah, I definitely
you're
have
feeling it 'cause
sympathy.
she's feeling it.
Yeah. I'm feeling it
Oh, he's
because
mad.
she's telling me, she's bossing me around.
Oh, bro. Wait till we get
And,
into it. Let's get
right.
into I can't wait to get into it.
Bossing me
bro.
around, telling me to go pick up cheeseburgers and fiddlesticks
All
like in the
that.
middle of the night.
Mozzarella sticks with ice cream sundae on the side.
Knowing what my bedtime is, like around 9:30.
Oh, say goodbye to that. Say
Guys, he's
goodbye
being
to all.
so dramatic right now.
But say goodbye to bedtimes for real.
But yeah, and I've also been getting beat down and verbally abused by all of my friends that are either expecting, children as well, or have kids already, or they just
Verbally
want to be,
abuse.
or they just want to verbally abuse me.
I
Like,
don't think
JT,
it's-
be nice.
I don't think it's, bro, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
It's just
you're
different.
the only nice one.
Well,
You've
I'm
been
just,
the only nice
I
one, B.
try to, really?
Besides that one episode you were talking shit about the race, but yeah,
What
you've
about
been my
the
only
race?
nice friend. You and Courtney. Everybody else has been just.
I think Courtney is still in shock, to be
Yes.
totally honest.
Well,
I
yeah.
think he's still processing.
every
Bro,
time. Yeah,
I mean, I remember I remember the first announcement. It's such a big thing to happen. So when it comes, it's like, oh shit, it's here.
yeah.
Oh shit. And then now, I mean, for all you watching and listening, you like, Sam can't hide the bump no more, my G. She was never hiding it, but like it's here. Like there's a human growing in that belly right there. So like it's real. Like now that you can see it and feel it and smell it and everything,
Smell
it's smell it too. I know what y'all be doing your first trimester.
Nothing.
I know what that's like. Yeah, exactly. That smells. Okay, so I'm curious.
Okay.
So this is a very big moment. And we all know, for those who don't know, I'm a parent. I have a beautiful baby girl. She's 4 years old. My jewel, my Jujubee. And Sam and JT actually are her godparents. And so we're super excited for y'all. I am curious to the two of you. We'll start with Sam, ladies first, as we well know. What are you, two-parter, what are you most excited about? And what are you least excited about? Like, what are you most afraid about?
I think the most exciting part, like the most anticipated part, is I just want to see it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I want to know what me and JT made. Like, because it's such a wide range of what it could be. Like me being biracial, and then him not looking like anybody in his family. Like it could be a giant spectrum of like hair texture, hair color, skin color. Like we can have a whole gradient. We can have a super light baby, or we can have a super dark baby.
Chocolate.
We don't know. Or we could have like multiple kids down the line. None of them look alike.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see
my
what that
recessive
is.
genes,
Bro, it's real.
They really stand out. So
Like his father has green eyes.
I know.
Like, come on.
I met him. I was like, oh, that's your daddy?
my dad,
Okay.
my dad.
My daddy. This is my daddy house.
Yeah. My daddy.
So my father, my biological father, actually looks like Drake's father. If you've ever
Oh, he
seen
does.
him,
Yeah, that's
the More
crazy.
Life album cover.
I would have never thought that. But no,
Yeah,
he doesn't
so-
have green eyes though.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Nah, yeah.
Ironically, but then Drake produces like a whole light skinned, albino looking, blue eyed
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought, Sam just
That's hilarious. I thought that too.
You
when
just found this out.
Yeah, I didn't know he looked like that. Oh,
Yeah.
look at him. Hey.
Yeah, he
he out here in these streets. Yeah, he out here
thick
doing his
ass
thing.
Hulk Hogan mustache and
You know what I'm
everything.
saying?
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, but yeah, like to Sam's point, this baby can literally. We have no idea, and I think everybody has an idea that it's going to be the luck of the draw. So
Truly, yeah. I think. Well, no, I don't know. Well, yeah, because you're
My genes are definitely
they're
stronger.
strong. Yours are recessive because I mean,
Right.
I mean,
I was born with green eyes.
I didn't have to ask. Really?
Yeah, I was born with green eyes, and I think I think my hair was actually straight at first.
Well, I know this shit's silky, curly,
or it
curly,
was
curly.
wavy, and then it.
Jonathan used to
curly.
tell me if we ever produced a baby, like obviously before we were being serious about having kids, and it came out with not curly hair, it means I cheated on him. But my grandmother on my mom's side has straight hair,
Hey, I believe that's hair straight.
and my mom's hair was like wavy.
Wavy.
Just
yeah.
jokes, guys. All right. Just
Now that
relax.
he being exposed.
Yeah, see, I don't know. All jokes got some truth to them.
Nah, but
No, Sam's people look alike though. I remember I didn't have to ask who her brother was at the wedding. Because like, oh, there's Sam as a man with darker skin sitting over there.
you should see her black side of the family. I mean, they're all are giants, and her
Yeah,
mom
they're really
is
tall.
kind of tall.
Oh, really?
As well. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm like the second smallest. Like my sister Bailey's
Okay, so
shorter
not
than me,
surprised.
and then
Yeah.
it's me, and everybody else is like super tall.
Yeah.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting. And then on my mother's side, my family is kind of like a melting pot.
Yeah,
we all look like we're black, but we don't look like. I mean, we look like we could be also mixed with something else.
yeah.
Either Native American, Jamaican, Dominican. A lot of us look Dominican. Like my primary family looks Dominican, and
can see
then my
that.
extended family looks like Black and Puerto Rican and Native American and whatnot. So, but yeah, to make a long point short.
Same
is,
question to you, Tizzle.
I don't care if it's a boy or a girl, even though we believe that we got a little man up in
Yeah, I
there.
think I got.
I am 100%
It's not a question.
think it's the boy.
When I saw that ultrasound, it wasn't a question.
Yes.
That's my nephew.
That
right
big
there.
head.
Yeah.
She was moving, the ultrasound
He was
device
acting
around.
up in there.
You got Tizzle.
Yeah, and he was literally twitching and moving around.
He was in there doing K kicks. That's your son. What you talking about?
When she was trying to get like a certain angle to, if they have to get pictures of like every body part.
Yeah,
Like they want to see the legs,
And
or
they
like the spine, the
label
arms.
it.
Yes, and so she was trying to get the legs, and every time she would try to get it, he flipped, and so you see like his butt cheek. I was like, "Sir."
Yeah, we definitely saw.
So she was like shaking my stomach, trying to get him to move back.
We saw his little thighs and his, little butt, square butt, and I was like, "Oh, yep, that is definitely
That's your
me up in there."
son.
And but yeah, and then when she glimpsed, she moved over the legs. I could have
think you
sworn I
saw-
saw.
you think you saw what you need to see?
I saw a little solid piece.
Man, that's
Between that, you know what I mean? So,
I just know there's already a connection right here. I can sense that little man up in here. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I told y'all a couple of episodes ago. I read auras, so
Oh, okay.
I saw the little spark of light, beaming from her belly. So I was like,
snap.
okay. But
How crazy would it be for the girl? Went all on?
Talking all this shit.
yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited to just see, what our creation is going to look like and how, and
So y'all have that in common.
Yeah. But
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
but also, to take it a step further, I'm very excited to see what is going to be their interest, because my trade is like
And like personality.
the
Good one.
yeah. Personality. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be more so like you. It might be a little timid. I think that our, whenever we have a girl,
More
we'll kind of
Introverted, you think?
the son will probably be, yes.
Okay.
Will be a little bit more introverted like Sam. I'm an extrovert, like
all know.
extra.
We know 3 X's.
Extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out there. Social butterfly. I'm out here. But yeah, I want to know what kind of interests, what they're going to confide, and what's going to be their forte. Because my background is the performing arts and dance and acting. I'm a thespian. And then Sam, she's just academically inclined. And
a creative too. Y'all
right.
kids gonna definitely lean toward that.
Yeah, she
side
can
of
draw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's going to be interesting to see.
For sure.
You know, what's going to be the interest. If it's a football baby, you know.
We ain't gonna know what to do with that, but we gonna learn.
If it's going to be, you know, a voguing baby, yeah, we're going to get it. A fashionista.
Yeah, you have to learn how to dead drop and you have to teach them.
Yeah, fashionista.
Whatever it is, we gonna figure it out.
Figure it out.
And the beautiful thing.
Hey, that's hold on. Let me give you this right here. That's a good one. You can be doing a lot of figuring out.
But look at the village, though. You know, it like no matter what they're gonna have interest in. I think I have a friend or a family member,
that's a blessing.
that can help guide them. So if they want to be an artist, they can follow you. You know, if they want to be in investments and play basketball, they can follow Courtney.
I like corn.
Football is like my whole family. My uncle,
literally. That's
my whole
your
black
uncles,
side.
our frat. You know.
Yeah.
Send them to the J Hills.
All that Priors, you know what I'm talking about?
And Marquise. The only thing I think we don't have is a scientist.
Or an equestrian.
What is that? Oh, a horse rider?
I know some equestrians. I know some niggas in Acres Home who ride trails. Who do trail rides.
Yeah,
for sure.
The trail rides.
The trail rides. You feel me?
Why I play some Zydeco?
Because that's what you listen to a trail ride.
But I think that. Go ahead.
No, actually, and I want y'all to answer the second part too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into.
What are you most like? What brings you the most apprehension right now when it comes to this baby?
I don't want our child, daughter or son, to be a porn star
or a serial killer.
Bruh, because like, and you know,
what's wrong with porn stars, yo?
Bro,
they're popular. They make good money.
It's great when you don't know them, or if you, it depends on how you know them, right? If you are connected like that, yeah. So just think about seeing your son just being, you know,
Lawrence Fishburne's daughter was a porn star.
Yeah,
he had to watch that. She wanted that to be her.
He probably disowned her.
Oh, he did. Well, kind of.
He did
publicly. Like,
see, you would have to.
I mean,
because I don't want somebody. I don't want to see hundreds of guys splashing on my daughter's face, and I definitely don't want to see. If it's my son getting dead, then I'm like, yeah, son, come on, go ahead.
Nah,
but even then, like,
hell no. Nah,
right, exactly.
Yeah,
because,
I mean, I'd be. That sucks. That's so.
How do you explain that at a lounge or like at an art gallery?
She's a performer.
Gala. Oh, what does your son do? Well, he's definitely an entertainer. That I'll give him that.
Yeah, and then I mean,
in the performance industry, like the actor.
Yeah,
all I can think about is like, well, what does your daughter do?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, man. That's
literally
that's probably my biggest fear.
And that's not frowning on anybody that does do it, and that's the path that they chose. That's just not what ideally you would visualize as a parent.
But okay, beyond like what your kid can be, I guess what are you most afraid about having a child in your possession, like raising it? Well, I guess that kind of. But like I'm thinking, like when you have the noodle neck baby, do you have any fears or apprehension about?
Oh, you're talking about the early stages.
Early stages, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you answered the question correctly. I mean, I'm thinking both now.
I don't. If there's ever a time where the baby's going to sleep with us, I don't want to roll over and lay on the baby.
Yeah,
on the baby.
You don't want to squish.
I'm going to hard pass that right now. Our baby is not sleeping in our bed.
All right, great. Yeah. And I second that.
I'll say a smart
notion. But yeah, I don't think I necessarily have any fears. I just need to get educated more.
Yeah.
On
that's good.
All of the terminology and the phases and what to do when Sam is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm a pretty independent person. You
can be
but
good.
I think,
and I promise.
You think so?
Nigga. But see, I know what you need.
What?
I know what you need. With JT, and this is jumping ahead just a little bit, but I'm gonna give you this one now because it makes sense.
Dig.
Your inherent inclinations are geared toward putting things in place, right? You're good at that. You're a literal, logistician and a project manager. So I think you're good at that. What you need is routine. If you have a routine, you have this little baby, this little ball of meat. It needs to eat at this time. It's probably gonna poop around this time. I need to check if it does or doesn't. I just need to make sure around this time. Change it, wash it this time, burp it. If you have a routine, you're good money, I promise.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes habit.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh, you good. You like holding baby one hand, heating up a bottle, burping it with your, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to pull an equalizer, Denzel Washington, and like try to time at what month will I be able to get the baby down to a T in a routine. You know, so it's got to be on my sleep schedule. You know,
bro, say goodbye to that shit now.
I just want to make sure that okay, I'll put it like this. It's not like I don't think my biggest fear is, you know, about the baby at all. I think it's more so like just sacrificing my routine. You know, I'm a very structured person. I can't stand working out, but I love that the fact that it's part of my life.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I go to bed so early, because I want to get my rest. I want to get up at 5:30.
No, yeah, you're very regimented.
Conduct my my workouts,
and that's good.
I feel off when I don't work out, you know, and I also feel off when I go to bed past like 10 o'clock when we're not potting, you know, or when it's like not a function.
You sound like Jen. I'm telling you.
That sounds boring right now.
No,
that's why I
mean,
have such an extravagant personality.
You can't listen. There's
well, like routines and schedules. That's a good habit to already have like instilled in you, because in parenting, like children and babies thrive off of routine and structure and habits. Like what you as an educator, you can tell the kids that don't, and it's a significant difference. Yeah, just saying.
So that's a good thing, but I can tell you right now, it's going to be a growth opportunity for you, because all that shit's out the window. That's out the window.
You're like the 8th person to tell me that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you are no longer. Yeah, we're gonna get into it though, because I got some gems for y'all. Sam, what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear as of right now, and something I'm not really looking forward to, like in the moment of it, is even before the baby is here, is like pushing that thing out. Like I'm so scared. I mean,
that's a good one.
She doesn't have a good pain.
I don't have a good pain threshold at all. And shoulders coming out.
Yeah.
Like everybody think it's like, no, the big old head. I was like, no, shoulders.
Yeah, and then your baby gonna be shimmying out and shit.
Right.
So.
And I got some broad shoulders too.
Yeah.
And then like all the things that could possibly happen, like you can tear or they can cut you, and then like the healing process after that, like people, you work so up, you're like, okay, pregnant, boom, you know you're gonna push the baby out, you know labor's gonna be a thing, but nobody ever talks about the recovery. And
that's good.
That's like a whole period that I'm learning more and more about. Like you just don't like, okay, have a baby and just get up and walk. Like no,
the work starts after, bro.
You still gotta close up. Like you just
a whole human out of your vagina. Yeah,
whatever centimeters this big, and then needs to eventually close back up. Like,
and there's things you need to do.
You gotta wear diapers, right? Like
pretty much,
thing.
You gotta splash it and take care of it.
And I also don't want to have the I don't want a cesarean. Like I don't want a C-section. I really want to be able to have my body do what it's supposed to do.
Be firm with that, because they may try to push it.
Exactly. And like I know that because like with my degree in college, like I took a lot of women's reproductive classes like that, and I've learned that like 33% of cesareans are unnecessary.
Yep.
Because like hospitals are businesses. And they need to fill the beds in and out as quickly as possible. So if your labor is taking longer than what they want it to be, you're a bed that you're occupying, and thus they're losing money.
Yeah, they're losing money. Exactly.
So they're like, oh no, your baby's taking so long. You might be in distress. Let's give some Pitocin to speed it up. And what does Pitocin do? It kicks up labor. Baby gets in distress because it's like, and it causes more pain. Now your body's in more pain. Oh, do you want an epidural? Let's push an epidural. Yeah. But instead they just do the contrast of both of those and the combination of both of those medicines multiple times, then cause your baby to go unnecessary stress, because you're not allowing your body to process and do what it's supposed to do. Yeah. Which is why I'm still trying to get Jonathan like more open about this conversation. Is like, I'm not 100% sold on a hospital birth. Like I want to explore
like a doula
other
or
options.
Midwife or something.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm very keen on the idea after having
or like
seen,
even like a birthing center where it's like more catered to.
You
like,
can do water birth at a birthing center.
I just want my options. Like I don't want to be forced to do anything. And personally, it doesn't make sense for me to push out something laying on your back. Like gravity tells you to go down. Like that's you're making it worse on yourself.
So
like I don't get that. Well, some people squat, or there's like a bar that people put over and they lean forward onto it and then they allow gravity to do its thing.
You need to put like a pillow or
some
like
people do it in a pool,
in a pool
where water and the baby just
swims right out.
Okay.
Have you seen those videos where like the man's in the water with them?
Yeah.
I don't know if Jonathan.
That's
would
a
do
lot
that.
of love right there, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Just be swimming in my
All in that
insides.
slime. All in your slime.
But
So-
aside from that, like I'm not nervous about like the baby being here. Like I'm actually excited about like all of that and experiencing it.
That's such an interesting thing because that's something I have a pretty high pain threshold, but like the idea of pushing a human out of me, my G, it just sounds crazy.
Yeah,
it just sounds crazy. But I mean,
that's why we're guys.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to y'all. I mean, that is but listen, that's also why they make epidurals.
Shout out to y'all as in women.
Yeah, shout out to women. Yeah, I'm pointing at Sam. You can't see that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I
will say that I'll point out another fear that Sam has. She doesn't want the baby to, be all about young Tizzle the live thrizzle.
Oh, Jen said the same thing.
She doesn't want
Jen said the
to,
same thing.
And I'm gonna make sure that the baby, all of our children, however many that we have, right. We're not going to be no duggards and pushing out 12, 19 kids and whatnot. I don't even think we're barely going to touch 4 if we get there.
You think? Oh, so that was
my
another
cutoff
question.
is 5.
But
5, okay,
max.
Yeah, but as a father, that's going to be part of my responsibility, and my expectation is to make sure that it's an equal divide, as far as support and
the
appreciation that they would have towards us. Because the moment that they try to show me too much love and disrespect mama, they're going to get their ass spanked.
Or just even like,
and I did say spank, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
the ass whooped.
Yeah. I'm not super old school when I'm pulling switches and pots and pans.
Okay, that's child abuse.
But we can.
If you hit your baby with a skillet, that's child abuse, my nigga. I don't care what nobody say.
If we get to that part of talking about discipline, I don't know if it's too early in the process. But
y'all got to worry about the noodle neck phase. If you can worry about
noodle
kid
neck.
talking back.
All right, cool.
So okay, real quick, I just want to I'll punctuate the point with this. Just kind of reflecting on hearing y'all talk about that. I had the same thing, right? Having had a child and getting to see the product of the two of you, oh my gosh. So for that to be something you look forward to, I can tell you it's as gratifying as you imagine it to be. It's fucking amazing. Seeing a little you. And so, but here's the other thing too.
Yeah, Joel literally has your face.
She took my face and just ran with it.
Right.
But it's amazing. It's kind of scary sometimes. My mannerisms.
The only thing she has from Jen is that sweet voice.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah. She is so sweet. And no, she got some Jen up in her, yo.
Yeah, she came and kissed my belly on her own. She came and hugged me and she kissed my belly.
She's
on her own.
She's very affectionate. Yeah, I mean,
Dee did not kiss my belly.
I just gave you a little kiss, a little peck on this belly.
All right, we'll let you finish your point. My bad.
But no, that's it. Pretty much that I had that same thought, and I'm living it, bro. Every day I look at her. Yesterday she fell asleep when I picked her up from school. I just watched her. She's just beautiful. It's amazing. Second thing is I hear you talk about some of the fears. Man, y'all didn't even say half the shit that like reflecting.
What were your fears?
So for me, it wasn't so much my fears. I was just overall because I had a little practice before this, and so for me, it was apprehension about just wanting to be the best dad I could possibly be to this child. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to give it the best life that I can give it. Right. So like it was like you is less about the baby and more about me. I just thought constantly about, okay, I gotta be on point. I can't be cussing so much. I can't be doing this. I can't be doing that. I gotta really just be on point for this baby.
I'm a provider.
All that. So I mean, and then in terms of, but I will say there were some things I wasn't really afraid of. I will say that I've found out about that you should be afraid of. First point, blowouts. If you ain't heard of it,
what's that? Poop.
When poop seeps through the diaper and goes everywhere else. I've experienced those before.
Yeah, it's beyond a seep. So Jules, her shit squirted up her back, all the way up to her neck, and it was in her hair, and she was sitting in her car seat. I take her out, and it's just shit everywhere.
Oh,
and it was like that green kind. You'll see. You'll learn what I'm talking about. The real
this
mushy.
Is when she was in noodle neck mode.
See that this is a funny fun fact.
Or was she walking it?
Jewel never had a noodle neck when she came out.
She was up.
She was looking. She was up,
already snapped.
looking bobblehead. Hey, what's up, y'all? Eyes wide open. Hair was styled somehow. It's like, what the hell? But no, seriously, I think that is something you need to prepare for right now. The biggest thing I would say that I wish I had known about, it wasn't like I wasn't even thinking about this, was how much, well, people say it all the time, you're gonna have to give up a lot of yourself. but sleep specifically. That's why I'm laughing at you talking about your schedule. Say goodbye to that motherfucker, bro. It's gone.
Well, you barely slept,
Facts.
as it was.
You barely
before.
sleep in general.
Yeah.
Well,
you're
okay.
a night owl.
Is this an intervention? I'm gonna get better sleep now. After time. But no, bro, it's not about the amount of sleep. It's the when you get the sleep, because your baby's gonna wake up like every couple hours to feed.
It's very difficult for me to sleep during the day too. Like there was a point in time when I was in the military and I had that night shift when we had a Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah,
that went for a whole month, and that was one of the most challenging times, for me, just because
that is
I had to push through the night, and shout out to all the night shift workers, especially I know your pops is a great shift, graveyard shift. That's a very challenging thing for me specifically, and so. That's another part that I'm going to have to,
you're going to have to say goodbye to that one, bro. Yeah. You're going to have to say goodbye to that one.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm all about the challenge, but, yeah.
Can I give y'all, okay, I want to do this real quick. I think this will be dope. I want to leave y'all with like a couple, what's more than a couple, a few things, a few of the biggest lessons that I learned, and I'm going to break it up in two ways. One, like the right nows, like as you prepare and when you have like the little bitty noodle neck alien looking baby, and then like just some overarching shit I've learned as it pertains to parenting, just period. Because like stuff I'm dealing with now with Jewel, who's 4. And just for everybody listening, I would encourage you to just receive this with an open mind. Because I think I was looking at a lot of these, and I consulted my lady too. And I think a lot of these apply whether you having a kid or not. Just some of these just for yourself, right? Like the first one, for instance, is trust yourself. Because during this process, I think there's one thing you're going to have to constantly remind yourself. You're the parents. Not your mama, not your daddies, not your aunties, not your tias, not your abuelitas.
Did you say that because I'm Mexican?
Well, and I also like to practice one. But yeah, you do have a abuelita. But like, no, really, you have to constantly remind yourself. And also, I mean, it's kind of ironic that I'm saying this. Take all advice with a grain of salt, bro. Even from me, because at the end of the day, you are this child's parent, and they're ultimately your responsibility. So I say that because you gonna have people telling y'all kind of get a baby, rub some vodka on their gums, they go right to sleep. No, grandma, I ain't trying to do that.
Candy ain't gonna hurt nobody.
You're trying to raise an alcoholic. Give us some Kool-Aid. No, like Joy has never had Kool-Aid. Shout out to Kool-Aid.
Yeah, using all those old school remedies.
And that shit. I mean, it's cool. Some of them I still do abide by. But trust yourself, because there's going to be so many times where you're just like, it's funny. Sure. Tizzle, you were like, I just need to, I want to make sure I'm good so I know what to do at all times, whether Sam's here or not. There's going to be times you're not going to have a playbook or a routine or an answer.
I'm great at improv.
And you're going to have to just figure that shit out.
Right.
So trust whatever you feel, go for it. And second thing, you're going to mess up. So you have to give yourself some grace, and you have to be patient with yourself. You were saying...
And each other, for
damn sure. But like, it was something you said, I'm going to time myself, equalize the style, see how fast I can get this. No. I would say, just let that shit rock, and you're going to get it over time, and be patient with it, because... it's not a race; it's a marathon.
I'm gonna keep a counter on how many times I dropped the baby.
It better be 0.
No, nigga, never.
Yeah.
What? Please don't drop my nephew.
I like those videos that come out. The
dad reflexes.
Yeah, the dad reflexes.
Oh, I love those too.
Dad's like always pulling the son or the kid right out.
They be clutch too.
Mm-hmm. Freaking oncoming traffic coming, and then you just yank the baby out at the last
Those are
second.
also kind of concerning, though, because some of these children be in some real compromising. Like, who the hell let this baby play in traffic right here? What's going on? Like,
baby riding on a bicycle downhill and is about to
who put him in this situation?
Right.
Let's
and
see.
Then you just pull it off of the bike. It's a lot of ridiculousness moments that be happening.
I'm curious. So y'all have a dope cipher. You mentioned earlier your circle's pretty vast. Do you have certain people in mind? I guess, because one point, one piece of advice is to accept help. Like, you're going to feel like it's the two of you on an island with this baby. You got to figure this out. Don't be afraid to ask for help and accept help when it's offered. Like, just people offer to come stay a week and like help. My people help. Like, yes, take the help.
Service is my
love language. So is mine.
So I mean that's one of another thing that I'm really looking forward to is seeing who's going to step up in our village.
And maybe, that's That's what I was gonna say too. Like we're curious about like who's gonna be
That was my question.
heavily
Yeah,
involved
for sure.
on their own
Yeah.
or have the desire to be in the baby's
And
life.
you may be surprised.
I wanna
Especially
see
during the
initiative,
hard
yeah.
phases, like when it's scary, like an alien. Like
Yeah.
people always want to do stuff when it's moving and walking around. Like,
Yeah,
okay, call me
yeah.
then. I was like, no, who's gonna be here when we got boo boo going up in his hair?
Yeah. Hey, listen, it wasn't. But another thing too, I would say, because this is a good one, man. I dealt with this, and some of my best homies, like who I talked to after the fact, like gave me some context from their perspective. There were some people, like I feel like when we had our daughter, for a good period of time, we felt like we were on an island.
Yeah.
And our cipher was slim. We had people around who were helping, of course, but like, I mean, we had to be like on the island for a little bit, right? But like once we got to a point where we could do things and step out a little bit, and my parents watched Jewel for the first time, I was like, oh shit, we can do something. We can actually go somewhere. We can see people. And this was pre-pandemic, of course, because I doubt that would have happened. But I'm like, no one hit us up anymore. No one would invite us places. And again, when I talk to people, it's like, bro, you had a baby. Like you had a whole life. I didn't want to bother you. Like you need your space. Like I wanted to respect y'all. I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's why I didn't get any invites to any kickbacks or pool parties.
Now, have all those people come back into your life?
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. You know, I know there's
there was a
opportunity
time
for
though
them.
where, and I know y'all are socialites. Like this was me then, and I felt that. Like I felt that people I would have loved to have heard from, but from their perspective, they just giving space. Like you have a whole child to raise.
Yeah, I mean, like I know y'all are going through the process of trying to figure out who would be the godparents for Jewel, and not trying to call those people out, but them, providing that distance for you all made it easier for you all to see how Sam and I were shining as auntie and uncle trying to step up and take initiative. I mean, we truly wanted to be part of Jewel's life.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. But I think another thing too is like people have seasons. So like it's people who like indispensable in my life, who at one point I may have rarely talked to. You know what I'm saying? And so I think, I just say that because you mentioned like the question I was going to ask you answered it before I could even ask you. It was like, are there people you kind of foresee playing certain roles and being more involved? Like I know my mama was, she was planning tea party dates with this baby before it was born, girl or boy. So I mean, it's certain people you kind of know how they're going to be, what they're going to be like.
My mom is definitely going to step up. She has been looking forward to being Mama Kim.
Yeah, she gonna be the most. I already know.
Yeah, and shout out to Mama Kim. I know she's gonna be listening to this, and I can't wait to see her be a grandmother to our child. I know there's gonna be some family members on Sam's side that's gonna step up as well. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think my mom definitely gonna try. I think the only thing that's gonna be kind of hinder that is like maybe because we live so far apart right now.
Yeah.
And fun fact is my older brother, him and his girl are pregnant as well. So my mom's getting two simultaneously. And not only are we pregnant at the same time, we have the same due date.
Oh, what?
The exact same day.
So wait, who threw the party that y'all both went home from that night?
Right, that's what I'm saying. But like, I feel like we conceived on like a random night. It wasn't anything. It was just like a normal night.
Nah, you can ask Jen. I remember the night and the moment.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
So I'm curious, have y'all heard of, and this is really, Sam, you're going to have plenty bonding time.
With what, the baby?
With the baby.
Oh,
Do you plan to breastfeed?
Absolutely. That's free food. Why not?
I mean, yeah, I agree.
It's a lot of work,
not everyone can.
right?
It is a lot of work.
If I'm blessed to be able to provide that for my baby, I will absolutely choose to do that.
That means she's gonna have a big old titties.
Yeah, they're gonna be milky, bro.
Big old titties.
They already have
They're
gotten.
gonna be jugs. They're gonna swell. They're gonna swell. But bro, it's that's so. To JT's point, yes, it's a lot of work. You're gonna have to
messy,
pump.
right?
You're gonna have to pump.
We already know what pump I want.
Oh, you already got your pump. She got the pump picked out.
I got the pump on. I put the pump on.
Put the pump on the pump.
But I didn't realize
Pump it
pumps
up.
were like electric breast pumps. I didn't realize they were as expensive as they are.
Oh my nigga, yes.
Like when I saw the price of the one that I wanted, and I told my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, that's about normal." I was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah.
So I'm not just being bougie one. That's what she was like. No,
Nah, that's
How much? It's like $500.
I want like the Willow breast pump,
Nah, you want the Willow.
and it's like
Willow
$500.
got a breast pump?
Nah, fam.
She got babies?
Nah, G.
That's just the name
Oh,
of the
this is the
brand.
name of the brand?
It's the brand.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I
and
thought it
it's
was like Willow.
$500.
No, I mean
Look it up.
They don't all cost that much, but they
It's on
are
TikTok.
expensive.
That's where I saw it.
They are expensive.
They're like,
is it like-
no plugs, no cords. You just like hook each up to your boob, and then it's like you can go about your day and it pumps as you're like doing stuff.
That's a
like
fact.
you don't have to like
Is it
stop.
bulky or
and
does
just
it
wait.
conceal well?
Well, these new ones
It's
probably
like
you
little.
can wear
It's
it or
like
something.
little plastic like
cups.
like you. Obviously, you could tell something's there, but it's not like
Oh, you know what I'm
super
excited?
evasive or obvious.
You know what I'm excited for? The baby backpack. Like,
Oh, I
you
love
know,
that
or
thing.
the baby pouch.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like,
used
put it on-
to wear her on the front and just walk around with
Yeah.
it. I could do like dad shit with her.
That shit.
legs
sleep
just
on
be
my
dangling.
just dangling and sleep on my chest.
You know, I love that about babies when they get like the dance jitter and their legs just be
Like
going
Jewel
crazy.
did all the
Yeah.
time. Her legs were just like,
Bro, yes. Well, I mean, but see that kind of gets to a point I was talking about earlier. There are funner phases of a baby, just naturally, and it's okay if your friends weren't engaged during those times. Because there's some friends who didn't even need to be around my noodle neck baby because it wouldn't, you know what I mean.
I mean, I think that that our friends would still kind of flock to us. I mean, shoot, look at all the functions and stuff that we throw, you know. But I mean,
Throw some functions too.
"Oh, we got a function coming."
yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
that actually. Yeah, you bring up a really good point. You all were the life of the party of y'all's people, and then they just stopped messing with y'all because I guess they just wanted to give space.
It was truly of noble intention, and I needed it and I appreciated it. But then there was a moment in time where we were ready to step back outside,
Right.
and outside wasn't ready for us quite yet.
But I think also like you can like respect people's space, but like you can still check in
True.
because and that's where I feel like you just gonna cut me off and not even like check in, see how we're doing, say hi. how's
Yeah,
it been?
no, yeah.
That's not okay with me.
Well, I mean, people checking in though is nice, but it's still not.
Yeah. I just want to
you're
send a
just-
message to our listeners, especially like our circle and our network. Yeah, and I think this is probably what you were going to say. Didn't mean to cut you off, but you know, we had over 1,000 people respond saying congratulations, right?
Y'all still responding to them, ain't it?
Yeah, right, for sure. You know, a fraction of all those people, you know, in some capacity are part of the village, and you know, the message kind of goes out to them, but it also kind of just goes out to any of our listeners. You know, think about the people that have like poured into you and the relationships you've cultivated up to this point, or the people who have confided in you and invested in you and had you at the forefront of your best interests. You know, don't let those people down, especially, you know, no matter what season that they may be going through. Always just be mindful.
Like reciprocity.
Reciprocity for sure. You know, that mutual relationship.
Yeah. We can all do better too. I know
Right.
I could be a much, much, much better friend and brother, bro. I could reach out to people more. Me and Jen talk about that all the time. Like just being better.
Just reach out, just a phone call, you know, just to check in. Yeah,
And this
like
is
we're not
like
expecting
baby
you.
or no baby. Just
We're not expecting you to come over and babysit while we go on a date.
Well, that ain't gonna happen anytime soon anyway.
Yeah, you know, but I understand at the same time, and I had to realize this the hard way is, you know, everybody's going through their different seasons and everybody has a different threshold as far as responsibility or just perception in general when it comes to life. And I was holding that against people for a minute, and eventually, you know,
Growth, my brother.
through talking with y'all, reconnecting with my mentors, and you know, just through prayer and
I remember.
and reading, that's when I learned. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. I need to be a little bit more open-minded and more forgiving, or not forgiving, but
Understanding.
you're right.
Maybe.
You know,
No, I feel that. And I think that's, again, that kind of gets back to just, you know, something you can take away, yo. I think we all could be much better at just being the things that we are. I could be a much better friend, a much better son, much better brother. I'm a pretty damn good father. I don't know how I can prove that. I don't know. I'm pretty good at that. But okay, one last thing that I think that is really important that I'm gonna leave y'all with this. y'all are a dope unit. You're going to need each other. Be on the same team, Team Thomas at all times, right? And JT, hold your lady down and build your lady up, my nigga. That's some dad advice for you because she could gain 200 pounds. You better look at her, the beautifulest beach whale you ever seen, because she is birthing your baby.
Come here, beluga.
Come here, come here, my beluga. Let me.
Where's that from?
Blow your blowhole.
That's like the blush. I mean, or the plush whale toy, right?
It's a big ass whale.
No, beluga is just a type of whale.
It's a big ass whale.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they got.
You
some
think about Shamu?
Oh yeah, Shamu.
Yeah,
Shamu with a beluga though. He was with like a killer whale or something.
Shamu's a killer whale.
Shamu's killer. Shout out to
No, I feel that. I mean,
Shamu killers out there.
yeah, I be seeing a lot of people cutting down their significant other in public, or just shaming them. And
Some things come from a lack of knowledge. Like I love the fact that you're so open minded. That was on my list because it's a lot of education that you have to learn. I mean, there's a lot of things, and you won't learn them if you don't open your mind to them. You know. And so I remember. Oh, okay. So throwback. Do y'all remember that conversation we had at the crib about breastfeeding?
Like whether it should be like concealed or you go somewhere else or not.
Prior to me having a child, my whole perception of, well, I mean, and this is also, I got to acknowledge that in Western society, we sexualize everything. The human body is just inherently sexualized here, but it shouldn't be. Like the breast is sustenance. That's life. Like that shouldn't just, I mean, don't get me wrong, titties are sexy, don't get me wrong, but like it shouldn't always be that way. In Paris, they have commercials with topless women and it's okay. So, I think here, breastfeeding there's a certain perception around it. We took these, Jen made me go, I ain't going front, shout out to my lady. And I'm really glad I did. I went to these like classes, that's the best way I can describe them, like these seminars, I don't know. And there was two that I went to because that was my threshold. It was one that was like a Lamaze parenting type of class. It was cool. And we had like this baby doll we were doing CPR on. One of the guys next to me broke the doll. So we're like, okay, sir. Yeah, your baby dead. So you need to chill out. And then the other one was...
My baby.
My baby. What was it? Breastfeeding. It was breastfeeding. And it was, I mean, they did the whole anatomy of the breast and all this stuff. But I learned so much and my perception completely changed. It was to the point where I didn't care. Jen could have whipped her titty out in the middle of Times Square. If that baby needed to feed, that baby was going to eat. And I dare nigga to say something about my baby eating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think that's just one example. You don't know
what you don't know, though.
That's exactly.
And I understand that our society sexualizes everything.
Everything.
But we just expect people to completely understand once we get educated on something.
Very true.
And try to hold them to that standard.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Grace, my friend.
I know. But.
So what's your stance on it?
I mean, I used to kind of. My stance was previously, I didn't think that you should be in public, you know, whipping your titty out, but then try to feel some type of way if somebody was staring at you, you know, or looking at it, or looking at the act of you breastfeeding in public with no covering, you know, especially if you're attractive or if you got some
sexualizing
big ass titties. Right. Yeah, I know, but. You know the society that we live in. So when you do it, but then you expect people to just act like you're invincible. I mean, or invisible. Wait.
So what's your stance now? Or is it the same? You need to cover up them titties when you breastfeed.
No, I mean, like I'm much more open-minded now.
Okay.
And I leave it in their hands. I'm like, you're gonna make the decision. You're gonna make the decision, and that's on you. I'm gonna do my best to not look at it unless you need help. If you need help, that's going to be a very awkward situation because I don't know what to do in that point.
It's not gonna be awkward if it's your wife.
No, I know.
You don't need to help other.
No, but you'll be surprised. I've been in an awkward position before where it's just like, oh, can you help me? I'm like, what do you want? She needed me to help
cover her. Which? Oh, okay. I can see that.
She needed. So one needed the sheath or whatever the covering was. She wanted me to pull it back up
and adjust it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, where's your husband at? You know.
Hey, it's about to fall out. She needs your help, son.
And then another one. This one was really, really awkward. She wanted me to hold the baby while she like
what
got
was all this?
And whatnot. This was in Greenspoint Mall, man.
Oh damn!
This was
What the fuck? Yeah. What?
Yep. Good
I'm not
old Greens
surprised.
Point,
Now that
Girls Point
you know
Mall.
what? Everything he said 100% happened for sure. There's no question.
The covering that happened in Willowbrook, but the
That's hilarious.
You
It's a
know,
little
hold
more
my
modest.
baby while I get my stuff situated, and then hand it to me,
I
and
miss
then
Greens
link
Point
it on
Mall.
the.
They used to have that water fountain we used to throw pennies in.
I think it's still there.
Shout out to Greens Point. But ain't
I
no
just
water
think
They got
flowing
like
in there.
3 stores.
Ain't no
There's no
water in there. That shit
flowing,
dried up and
right.
ashy.
Yeah,
I just want to acknowledge your growth, my friend, because I remember when we had that conversation. This nigga said, "But I don't get it, Jen. Why can't you just go to the bathroom or something?" Jen, like, I don't want to feed my baby where people take a shit. Like, does that sound okay to you? Would you
Women
go
be
eat
blowing
your,
it up in the
would
restroom
you go
like
eat
that?
your dinner and where you also go to the restroom and you like, nah, I mean, I ain't finna go eat by the toilet. Okay then. And I remember like seeing a light bulb like, ding.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that makes some sense. Maybe it is okay. But no, so yeah, hold her down, bro, because
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've said this on previous episodes. I did shit for Jen I never would have fathomed doing for any person. Like you said, everything leading up to pregnancy, yeah, be there for your lady. Go get them burgers and them slushies and all that
We
shit.
done with the first trimester now, so
Hey, it's just going to get
Yeah.
worse from here, let me tell you.
okay.
Well, they
please.
said we're gonna have like a small window where it's gonna be in the second
It's gonna come
trimester,
back.
where it's like a glow, and
Yeah.
you're just like you feel like you're getting your energy back. You can do a little bit more, but as the baby gets bigger, then it gets uncomfortable
Yeah.
again, but in different ways,
Yeah.
like getting kicked in the bladder.
But
and
it's even ebbs and flows of many things. Your sex drive will go up and down. Your appetite will go up and down. Your neediness is going to
Yeah.
go up and down. And I will
I feel
say,
like I'm pretty needy already, so
yeah, and it's just going to go
And
up.
I can admit
Let me
that
tell
about
you right
myself.
now. That's good. It's good to know. Like, well, anyway, I'll say that story for another day. But
I just love him and I want to be with me all the time.
that's what it's about. Bro, you're going to have to hold her down. You have to deal with the BS. And then the real work begins postpartum. Like she said, once they had that baby, there's a lot going on down there. Regardless of how the baby's born, it's a lot that has happened. And it's a lot like, man. And she just needs help. She going to need some help. Trust me.
yeah.
And that's another reason why I'm kind of want to go like natural. Like in my research, as I'm like learning and dabbling in things a little bit more, the recovery process for natural births, like with no epidural, none of that, have been a lot quicker
Yeah.
than women who've had epidurals and stuff like that. And I don't know enough to like say why,
Yeah.
but like it's making me lean like, okay, I'm gonna go in all natural. But I'm also keeping my options open because I don't know what it's going to be like until I get there. So I'm not going to be like, no. And I get there, I'm like,
And your spine cracks.
Right. With
yeah.
my threshold, I'm like, but I don't like needles either. So getting a big ass needle in my back doesn't sound appealing to me either.
You won't even know it's there.
Right.
But then women say they still feel the needle like after. Like
Every
they still feel
woman
like
is
a
different,
Everyone's
though.
different. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. So Sam, I mean, like as I said, you're gonna have a ton of moments with this baby. You said you want to breastfeed, God willing. You're gonna have ton of what I'm about to say. JT, you're gonna have to earn yours. Make sure you get your skin to skin, my brother. If you ain't heard about it, it's amazing.
Skin to skin. Oh,
Skin to
you're
skin.
talking about like once the baby's born.
Once the baby's born,
yeah, like connected. Like,
Yeah.
No
with my
shirt.
it sounds
body
crazy,
heat.
but like that, it's gonna do something.
Oh,
It's
no
gonna-
shirt,
it's
no
gonna-
shirt, Tizzle. Yeah, we can
You know
get
what I'm
that popping,
saying?
baby.
Shit.
Yeah, I've been working out.
I ain't wearing a
too,
shirt
so-
either.
Yeah, shit. You best
Hey,
believe me and Jen both walk around topless at the crib. I mean,
Now,
we
I
have
know we
people
just
over
talked
there.
about breastfeeding in public, but you're not finna walk around with the titties out.
Bro, what's wrong with
If
that?
I just had a baby, I would walk around with however I want to walk
do it
around
in the
with.
motherland. It's
Not
a
in no
beautiful
public.
thing.
Yeah.
No, in the hospital room.
Yeah, no, I'm different. I don't listen. My lady's body is a work of art to me.
You just said you didn't want it.
And I love
trying to
art.
have it in the hospital.
Or wherever I decide to.
Well, her doula in the bedroom.
See, she's gonna make a decision like 2 days before conceiving.
Hey, and you gonna have to support it. I want to go home in the pool.
Like,
And you gonna have to support that shit. But don't forget the skin to skin, bro, because it's. I'm telling you, I've had moments just that you cannot replace. Where I was holding Jewel, she just in her little diaper. I'm shirt off D, and we just in there just vibing, bro. And like when you can pull her away, and she kind of like she wants to be there. It's like a place of comfort for her. But it's a natural thing for women to get. Dads have to. I learned that, and that's one of the things I walked away with that from the parenting class. They were like, "Dads, go home and skin to skin." I was like, "Skin to skin? What the hell are you talking about?" It's one way that dads can get that level of bonding without, of course, having to whip your titty out and breastfeed your baby.
I have some very intense body heat too, so I don't think that's going to be a problem at all.
I'm sure baby will love it.
That'll be interesting.
I had a hairy chest and everything. I used to shave it though for Jewel because I want to tickle her cheeks and shit.
But then you have to like shave consistently because then you don't want it to grow back.
Prickles?
And be prickly. You're like cactus chest.
But ew, Dad. Super duper excited for y'all. Obviously, I think something that'd be really really cool if y'all would be open to it is, you know, I've been parenting for a little bit of time, so I've given you the gems that I have, you know, and for everybody listening as well, those things, you know, being confident in yourself, trusting yourself, getting your rest, getting your sleep, not losing yourself, still having fun. That shit you can take home too, bro. It's not just for parents. I can hear people now, I don't want to be no mama. I don't want to be nobody baby daddy. Okay, well, you can still do those things. But
yeah,
I have to attribute much of who I am today to my OGs and my senseis. So I've queued up something real cool. I would love for y'all to plug in with two of my OGs. My pops, my stepfather, Cedric, who raised me up, and my old man, Rico. I'd love to allow them to give you some gems if y'all be open to that.
All right, cool. Let's call them up.
Well,
Hello.
what's
Hello,
up, Ma?
Mama D. This is JT Young Tizzle from the Potnas podcast. You are live right now on the show. Can you hear us okay?
I can.
What up, good?
Hi.
Hi.
What is going on, Mama Donna? All right, so we are giving you a call because, well, I'll let D actually take it over from here because he's actually been doing a great job facilitating the episode. Shout out to D one time.
Shout out to Dean on the Grade.
Oh yeah.
So, Ma, as you well know, JT and Sam are expecting. She is entering her second trimester, and I've been a father now for 4 years, and so I've been giving a little game. You know what I'm talking about? I figured, what better way to get some gems than from the people who gave me mine. So, if you had to give 2 to 3 words of wisdom to old JT and Sam, what would you give them?
Wow, you could have given me a little heads up. I could have had something prepared.
No, you're so good on the fly. You're natural.
Okay, well, let me see. I think number one, always propel your child's self-esteem. Always be that voice that they hear, that's consistently telling them that they can do whatever they set their mind to do, that they have it going on, that they are intelligent, beautiful, that God made them in his image, and that there's just nothing they can't conquer. Even if your child ends up with one leg and half an eye, you always have to be that voice that pretty much boosts them to think that they can conquer the world. Yeah. And I think I did too good of a job with that.
Yeah, I mean,
on that regard.
Fantastic job.
I've always known that I was a shit. There's never been a question. Great job, Mom.
And then as a mother, I mean, I don't know if Darian would agree with this one, but always stick up for your kids. Always.
Oh, yeah.
Even when they're wrong.
Not to say if they're wrong, want to fight for them when they're wrong, but always be the support that they need. Like, for instance, if they're at the baseball game and someone throws a ball and it hits them in their spine and they fall,
true story.
Be that voice that says, "Hey, get away from my child."
No, listen, no, don't take that advice. My mama ran onto the baseball field, y'all. Be
the loudest voice in the audience. Be the,
I don't have a problem in that
always
department.
brag on your kids. Always just pump them up. Just always pump your kids up and be positive and, scold them when they're bad. Yeah, I believe in a good old fashioned
whooping. We know. I know at least.
But always, always be that positive force because the world is so cruel. Right. And if they just listen to what comes out of the world, it will tear them completely down. But if you two are consistent and they know, God, my mom and dad love me and they believe in me, they see something in me. Right. Then they'll always, shoot for the stars. So
great advice, Mom.
I love that advice, especially since it's since you put it in the lens of the world could, at any point turn against them, and they're looking for somebody to be in their corner to help support them. And who better than the parents, right?
Knowing that they always have that security in that comfort.
Oh, I never question that.
And being on the same accord, being in the same lane. So, yes, thank you, Mama D.
Great job, Mom. Great job on the fly. I'm proud of you.
Oh,
You're natural.
Yeah, and bake your kids cookies, Sam.
Oh, yes.
Bake
Yes.
your kids cookies. So.
And so when you said boost them up and talk to them, that's even before they can even develop words, right? Like when they're in
no, it makes a difference.
I remember, because I don't know if you guys know this, I was a teen mom. So I had Darren very early, and I can attest to the fact that the world can turn on you, because I was very popular in school, had lots of friends. And then when they found out that I was expecting, all of a sudden I was a leper.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I don't know why, because they were doing the same things I was doing, but
funky dog head.
yeah. But it's okay, because being shut out like that made me cling more to God, because at that point in my life, it was like, God, I feel like even my parents were turning against me. I was like, I only have, God.
Yeah.
God is going to be in my corner. And
he been there ever
so I just really think that, and once Darren was born, of course, they fell in love with Darren. Blah, blah, blah.
How could you not?
But my parents had to learn that lesson too, and that taught me from the jump.
Yeah.
I sang to Darren when he was in my tummy. I sang to him. I would talk to him.
Yeah, she still does a lot of stuff. People.
And then when he was a baby, I would just talk to him like he was going to respond.
Yeah, I mean, I got that from her too with Jewel. I never baby goo goo gaga Jewel.
Yeah,
ever.
I never did.
No, and you see now she talks too damn much, just all the time.
Yeah, Darren did the same thing.
Okay, all right, enough.
Ruining dates
all right,
for me and all kinds of things.
I think this is going long enough. No, seriously though, thank you, Mom.
It's horrible.
Thank you. We appreciate those words of advice.
Are you talking to my mom?
No, that was. Oh, we got some stories. We're going to bring you back on, Mom, so you can share some of your.
We're definitely gonna have to bring you
some
back,
of
Mama D.
your stories you love to tell.
And you have to be, you know that I'm a serve and represent loud and proud about being boastful and representing and being the loudest one on the field.
He has no problem with that. With himself.
Shoot.
Yeah,
I feel
don't be ashamed to act a fool for your kids.
Yeah.
We're gonna have shirts, buttons, posters.
Can you hand your husband the phone? We want to hear some fatherly words of wisdom as well, please.
Sure, hold on.
What's up?
What's up, Chief?
What's going on? What's going on, Pops? This is JT from the Potnas podcast. You are live right now in the studio. We got Dino here, we got myself, and we got Sam Bam here.
Hey.
And we were just calling. I'm actually going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Dino, because he's been a great facilitator this episode, and we're all about the parenting.
Appreciate that flowers, my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Pop. Nah, I gave like I say, I've been a father for a few years now. I gave them all that I can give them right about now. I want them to hear from my OGs and my senseis. Man, if you can give 2 to 3 words of wisdom to my people right here regarding parenthood, what can you give them?
Hey, well, first of all, I'd just like to say what's up to everybody.
What's going on, Pops?
Yeah, man.
Hey.
All right, good to hear from y'all, and thanks for inviting me on the call. Well, parenting, obviously, you guys know I've raised 2 young men, one of which is facilitating the call today, and the younger son lived to be 20. Of course, for those who don't know, he was unfortunately murdered at the young age of 20, something a parent, never expects. No parent expects to bear the child. It's usually the opposite way. But God has been good and helped me and the family as well to continue to live, because we do have life, but we've always been in our hearts forever. But man, I'm gonna tell you real quickly, I had Chase, wasn't planned. Me and his mom, we got into some situations. We were common law. We lived together, but we got into some situations, so we separated. I didn't even have a car at the time because we had a car together, but me being the bigger man, I let her keep the car. But what I'm getting at, never giving up and guiding it, directing. Chase was a baby, man. So I was a proud dad on the city bus, man, with a stroller.
Yeah, pursuit of happiness.
The whole nine, whatever I had to do. And, even though me and his mom didn't make it, I made it up in my mind that he was not going to have a deadbeat dad. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, for sure.
And then, the same thing with Darren, I just, man, when you're a parent, you're a parent. And kids, man, look up to you, because, when it's all said and done, we got the superheroes, the animated heroes, but in many cases, man, your parents or a close relative, as a child, and when I'm talking about a child, is your hero, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, it should be.
And so that's my take on it, man. That's just, a little tidbit, but I don't want to get too deep because I know.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Pop. Well, I appreciate that. That's good stuff.
Absolutely. Thanks, Pop.
I'll take that to the bank and cash it.
Definitely going to take that to the bank.
And then last thing, guys, the proudest thing for parents, the same thing my mother tells me and the same thing I look at Darian. Y'all, a child does not owe you anything because they next to bring you the world, but the greatest gift you can give your parent is being independent and taking care of your own family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to say big ups to D for, doing that.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
He's setting you up for for responsibility.
I've been had that, homie.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yes,
Pops,
sir.
thank you so much.
And on another note, big up to JT and Sam Bam.
Yeah. What exposing that, dude?
I'm going to give you this here.
Thanks,
and lastly, and this is lastly, I know that they're gonna make great parents. I can't wait to see that maturation process.
They definitely are
yes. Hey, and let us know when y'all are available to babysit so that we can go out.
It's starting out.
Hey, we certified G parents. So hey,
that's a fact.
Yeah, y'all are certified.
That's cute, G parents.
So y'all know we here.
That's a fact.
Thanks, Pops, so much. We appreciate you, and we know that it's a little bit past your bedtime unless the game is still going on.
Look at you, man.
See, I ain't trying to do you, Pop.
For the sake of time, JT, I'm gonna let you slide on that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to look out for you. Because it's almost past
all right,
my
man.
bedtime.
Hey, love y'all, man.
Hey, love you too, Pops. Thank you so much.
All right, peace.
Bye. All right, that was awesome. Yeah. So takeaways, Sam.
Hold on to.
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing that I got out of that was just be as supportive as possible, and just know that you are the biggest deal to them.
Yeah, eyes are on you at all times.
Right. And so I just need to make sure that I don't want our child to see me miss a step, and if I do miss a beat, then I'm there to adequately and thoroughly explain why that happened.
Right, because I don't want to create the perception that we're perfect, and because of that, our child now feels pressure to deliver that same thing.
Yeah.
So I think also being a good teacher, that helps me provide that perspective, and that I am very explanatory about my actions and what I'm doing. It's okay to have feelings that aren't always the happiest. Yeah. It's okay to express those feelings in that way. Good. We could talk about it. I'm like, when my kids are upset, I'm like, I see you're upset. And it's okay to be upset, but there's ways that we can process and handle these that are appropriate and not throwing things and hitting people.
That's golden. And a lot of our people traditionally and historically have not taught. We talked about this before. Financial literacy, emotional intelligence has to be taught, right? That's something you feel. How do you contend with these emotions? One of the dopest things for me is seeing it work. There's some things you try and talk about figuratively. No, when Jewel's upset, Jewel come to me, right? I'm upstairs putting together a bed, accidentally, boom, hit myself with a hammer. What the fuck? Jewel comes, Daddy. Count to 10 and breathe. Come on, let's do it together.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh my God, this girl.
Freaking adorable.
Who raised you, me? Wow.
And that's beautiful to know that we weren't taught that growing up. Yeah. And I feel like that's why I'm so introverted, because I don't know how to express my emotions, but I know how to teach other people to do it.
And then you'll get better. You'll get better yourself in teaching that, because I know I've gotten better. It's so many times Jules gotten on me, bro. It's amazing.
I don't think they said this directly, but what I took away from that, a message that stemmed from what they were saying, is I want to make sure that we're the best unit as possible.
Absolutely.
That's good.
I don't want the child to see us, get into it if we have a disagreement and whatnot. unless it's like, competitive and, fun,
Yeah.
fun
Uno.
nature.
Well,
right.
it's okay to disagree. Disagree in public in front of your baby, but show them positive ways to disagree. It's not okay to argue and yell and cuss each other out. No,
Right,
it's okay
absolutely.
to, because me and Jen disagree, and it's okay. And Jewel knows how to handle disagreements, kind of.
Right.
She learned it, but
yeah.
So you're right, absolutely.
I need to be patient with not necessarily rushing to the moments that I'm looking forward to, like the soccer games and homecoming.
Ooh,
I need to embrace.
JT, good job, bro.
It's all the in betweens.
Yo, that was one of the biggest takeaways that I skipped. Be present, please. If you take nothing else from this, be present, because I can tell you, people say this shit all the time. What's the cliches? Like my pop said, you hear the same ones. It's one you always hear. Time flies. You gonna look up. You're taking your baby Pampers to prom. I heard that shit so many times, but no, I looked up and my child's 4 going to preschool. 4 going on 14. Like she scolded me yesterday. She called me. It was like, Daddy, I called you. You didn't answer. I was like, oh yeah, no, I was on a meeting. Well, you need to answer people when they call you. I'm like, okay, you're right. Damn. And that really happened. You can ask Jess. So I was like, enjoy every step of the way, bro.
Dude.
Every step of the way.
And that's another reason why I got out of the military,
Absolutely.
because I saw firsthand so many of the people that I worked with miss out on so many opportunities and moments,
like a time machine,
that they will never be able to get back. With their kids at all different levels, graduations and recitals, and the first swimming lesson or the first time that they were able to
people don't even see their baby born, and they leave their wife pregnant and come back to like a 6 months old.
I was trying
that they have no idea who is.
I was trying to
imagine
on this last deployment when I was in Kuwait. I was trying to send one of my subordinates home, so that he can witness the birth of his child. And he only had I think if he would have came back, he only had like a month and a half left in his tour. And they were really considering for one, they were trying not to get me to, they weren't trying to approve my standpoint to send him home to witness his birth. They're like, he knew what he signed up for, right? And I get it.
I mean, that comes with it.
Right. That comes with that's the territory of serving, right?
Yeah.
So, we definitely don't take that lightly when people say thank you for your service, right?
Not at all.
But the second thing to that was, okay, if we do send him, he's got to come right back, and my thing was,
touch the baby and come back.
And he wasn't like the most impressive, airman or rock star. He just did enough to got by. So it was kind of doing us a favor by sending him home, and then, you know what I mean? So I was like, no, he don't have to come back. Yeah, this is his first.
I thought I was okay, Cap.
But the thing is, this was his first kid, and
more than anything, come on, yo.
And I didn't want to be responsible for that.
I just
moment,
can't imagine how people can even.
And that's another reason why I had to get out too. Like I couldn't handle sending somebody into the line of fire or anything into danger, and then they not make it back, and then I have to explain that or be part of the act to go and deliver the news to somebody's to that person's parent,
all for the sake of a mission.
And I had that fear being on the other end of it. I had that fear that they were going to send my husband off, and the next thing I know, somebody's knocking on my door telling me.
I mean,
I had legit nightmares.
That's a real person. That's a real possibility.
Like the most recent deployment was probably the hardest thing for me, and that's why I want to go back and say it's important to check in with your friends. Like at that time, I was in a whole state by myself in the peak of COVID had just started. My husband is in a whole nother country that's not the safest place to be. And I didn't have people checking in. And yes, I'm still a little salty about it, and I'm working on the forgiveness. I do forgive, but it still comes to my mind.
No, for sure. So if y'all listening and y'all they homie, please check on them when they have their baby, y'all.
Right. But at the same time, if you're going through something as well, you also do your part to reach out to individuals and let them know that you need help. You know what I mean? Not everybody can read your mind.
For sure. Back to what I was saying earlier, don't be afraid to ask for help, for sure.
Yeah, communication is key, man. That's so that's such a staple in my life, in my day-to-day.
It comes back to everything.
It always
romantic
does.
relationships, babe. I mean, everything. Work, everything.
This is great, man. This was a great episode. And I know that whatever the name of the episode is going to actually be, I hope that our listeners, get a whirlwind of or a satchel of takeaways and gems. Because even if you're not a parent, you probably will be one day, and you're probably aspiring to be,
or just a great auntie and an uncle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, right. That part. Just be supportive in the village that you are, or the clan that you are part of. And with that, we will go ahead and get into the toast. And since D, you have been, unofficially the facilitator for this episode.
Today? I want to
go ahead and
I'll lead us in a toast. Today we're toasting to, first of all, Team Thomas and little Thomas up in there baking.
I got the jersey on too.
My nephew,
the name on the back.
Yeah, you came prepared.
This was our engagement jersey.
I remember the whole
proposal.
Yeah, the proposal.
Engagement.
Engagement.
Wedding announcement.
No, to save the date. Yeah, wedding announcement.
Announcement. Okay. Yeah, cool. Y'all were on the main. Oh, I've been a UT in forever. We're getting on a tangent here, people. Sorry. Today's toast is to baby Thomas, my nephew, in there baking.
Oh, yeah.
And also to the beauty, the miracle, the blessing of parenthood. It is something that is most certainly a calling. It's a blessing to be, chosen to be one, I believe. Whether you choose to or not, to be part of that little one's life is a big blessing. So shout out to y'all. Y'all are going to be amazing parents. I can tell you from personal experience, it's nothing like it. You heard it from my people. It's a lifelong journey, and it's something that you will find the most fulfillment in addition to each other. So get them up, touch and agree.
Oh, yeah.
And just to y'all.
Cheers.
Let's get it, son.
A little Jeezy in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a double.
That was delicious.
It was good.
It burned. I was kidding.
Okay, all right.
Damn, you drank all that juice?
She just chugged a glass of fruit.
No, I chugged some before we did it, and then
no judgment zone. Just support her. You want some more juice?
Disclaimer: I was eating a pickle this whole episode.
Yeah,
watching on her.
Something about pickles. Is that your new craving right now?
No, I just like pickles in general.
She been a pickle eating nigga though, but I be. At my house yesterday, she had ice cream. I was like, "Yo, you are such a pregnant woman." Bluebell and
I had not seen her do that. Like put Hershey syrup, like strawberry syrup.
Oh, she made a sundae
with cream.
Yo, yeah, I didn't even know we had all that at my house.
I didn't know either. I'm like,
just looking.
She probably got the last one.
No, there was more. Joel came over to me. She's like, "Is that yours?" And I was like, "Do you want to bite?" She goes, so I gave her some. And she just got away happy because she got her one little bite before bed.
That's all she needed. She didn't need none of that.
We are doing a gender reveal. That's going to be coming up real soon.
Cast your votes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I mean, the three of us here, they really believe that it's a boy. We do not. We have no idea. All we have is an ultrasound.
Man, that little man
of a head and sucking his thumb.
A big head.
Mm-hmm.
The technician tried to say in this picture that he was not sucking his thumb, but
no, that little baby.
He was sucking his thumb.
Yeah.
And on my app today, it was like, at this time, babies will start to discover their fingers and might be sucking their thumb. I was like,
we saw it.
Crazy.
She tried to lie.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all that we have for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us on all social media platforms, starting with Sam Bam.
You can follow me at She Is Sam Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
You
can follow me at The Dictionary. That's THE_DIXNONARY.
Y'all follow Courtney.
Don't follow that nigga.
Y'all follow Courtney. He's not here, but he will be back next week. Follow him at Courtney J. Coleman on Instagram. And I think
Courtney J. Cole.
Javon, whatever the fuck. Whatever the name is on Instagram. Courtney J. Coleman on Instagram. And then I am at JT Gasol. That's JT SOLE. Follow us at Potnas Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Visit our website, www.potnaspodcast.com, and let us know if you want to hear anything on the next episode at contact@potnaspodcast.com. That is our email account. And we are out, ladies and gentlemen.
Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
There go that flute again.
You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas Podcast, bitch. It's the Potnas Podcast. It's the Potnas Podcast, you bitch. You know what I'm saying?